Hi folks, you join us here today in super South Yorkshire, where we have come to meet Dean and this. I mean, no words needed, right? What an incredible car. Let's find out all about it on another edition of...
Welcome to Drivers Keepers. Dean, great to meet you, and thanks ever so much for showing us this unbelievable Diablo. It's just, as you know, I've got a Murcielago, but I would swap for one of these in an absolute drop of a hat. They're just stunning. So you've had it a long time as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I've now had this car just over 25 years.
You beat me by 5 years, but it's fantastic. And you drive it, you've just come back from Italy, actually, I understand.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about that.
We did a Diablo trip, 27 Diablos, went back to the factory.
Yeah.
To visit its homeland.
I came back from Italy I think I got back just before you guys, because I actually saw you, all the Diablos coming the other way when I was parked up in the Murcielago, completely lost in, I think it was Switzerland. Did you go over the Gottardo Pass?
Yes, that's right.
Same as me. So I passed you coming the other way, but I was always worried because I had a couple of check engine lights on the Mercy. I understand you had a couple of problems with the Diablo, didn't you? Which is to be expected if it's not been on a long journey for a long time.
Yes, well, it took me by surprise, to be fair, because when we decided we was going to do the trip, the engine hadn't been out for 25 years since I first bought the car. So I decided to go the full bag of machines, biggest service you can have on them, engine out, all previous little niggling problems sorted, because we knew there was going to be some high temperatures in Italy. So there was only one fan coming on it, so I bought a new fan so I could have the two fans. The starter motor had been iffy for quite some years. To replace the starter motor on these, you have to take the engine out.
Right, got you.
So while I was having the new clutch in, everything was done. So in theory, the car was in better health shape than what it had been for maybe 25 years since I originally bought it.
Which must have given you a lot of confidence taking it such a long way.
So that was the thing. I had the confidence, but unfortunately, we developed some electrical issues. So in Italy, she was transported around the place, which kept the mileage down, but was on the and the petrol consumption as well, of course.
Right. Just because you had these issues.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
I was advised because it went down to 6 cylinders. I was advised by mechanics not to risk driving it. And probably these engines are probably 50 grand nowadays or something.
Yeah, you don't want to be risking an engine.
So it was information that I took on board and was able to get around anyway.
But you got over it and got it back though.
Yes, well, luckily it was in its homeland in Italy. So there's lots of garages there that specialise in the old Diablos. And within the group, we had all the knowledge, etc., to be able to get it sorted.
Yeah.
So
That's
the
brilliant.
main thing was getting it sorted so we could drive back home in it and get home safely.
Yeah.
And not have to look at flying out and then having it transported back.
And tell me about how you actually came to buy it, because it's an interesting story from what I understand.
I bought a 328 GTS. I down and downsized houses and had some funds in the bank. Friends of mine had got a Diablo SE30 and just basically fell in love with the noise.
It's the whole opera,
theatre.
isn't it? It is theatre, absolutely.
Lamborghini, even today, is about the theatre. And that's what it was. So I decided to sell the Ferrari and jump into this car. Rod Stewart, he had the choice of this car and the yellow VT Roadster. Luckily for me, Rod didn't choose this, he chose the yellow one. I think it's probably one of the sweet spots of the Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Coming from the Countach, and before it was owned by Audi, who then had a lot to do with the Murcielago.
Of course they did. Yeah, absolutely. So I imagine the reaction you get, Dean, is really similar to the reaction I get in the Murcielago, although these are so much rarer. So what do people think when you pull up in the petrol station in this?
Everybody wants to take a photograph, obviously, which if I was in their shoes, I would be doing exactly the same thing, being a petrol head. And to say that this design came out in 1991, it still looks like a spaceship.
Yeah, it's worn really well.
Even today. And for me, in my opinion, this is the iconic colour for it. Jamiroquai, Cosmic Girl did this colour some big favours. And as far as I know, there's 2 / maybe 3 SV UK Diablos in Viola SE30.
Yeah. So apart from your Italian trip, where do you actually take it? I mean,
I'm in a couple of car clubs, and they love to see it because, you know, obviously SV Aventadors, you could say, are almost 10 a penny.
They are.
Whereas the Diablo SVs, like you said, Simon, are very, very rare cars.
So I know your mileage won't be kind of 300,000 given yours looks a hell of a lot cleaner than my Murcielago. So what miles have you done in it?
So we've just done the Italy trip, which has obviously put a lot of miles on it this year. Some years she's done like 100 miles. It's all been down to work and where the car's been kept, because it's not the easiest of cars to get in and out of tight spaces.
There's nothing like it, is there?
It's proper old school. Yeah. How they used to be back in the 90s.
So we've just been in your house, Dean, and you showed us pictures of all the cars you've had since you were pretty young, actually. Ferraris, I noticed, there's a 308, 328. What was the first one you had?
My first car was a Marina, which was a 1.8.
The TC.
That's right, the TC, yes, which was the old MGB GT engine in it.
That's right.
Sounded beautiful. I then got into moving up the ladder, so I then got into Porsches, and then, as you say, into the Ferraris, and then eventually into the Lamborghini.
So I've seen your garage, Dean, and you've got some amazing cars in there, but I also found out, you dropped this on us as well, that you're actually an Olympic medalist.
Yeah.
Olympian.
That's right. So from the age of 13, I found the love of weightlifting. It was something that I enjoyed immensely, and also found that I was quite good at.
I'm going to say pretty good at it.
I had a career in weightlifting, which included two Olympic Games, Los Angeles and Seoul, and 2 Commonwealth Games golds in Australia, Brisbane 82, and Edinburgh 86.
That's just amazing. What a story, eh?
There you are. That's what you get.
Yeah, straight away, thumbs up. So what is made to, I mean, on a normal year, what would you... Oh, Dean, it's still fast.
Handbrake lights decided to come on.
It is still fast. It's got a rawness to it as well, hasn't it? That's... I don't want to use the phrase balls out, but it feels like a balls out. Amazing. Sorry, yes.
Yeah, what were you saying?
Loving this car, Dean. I can see why you do.
A nice thing, aren't they?
Oh, incredible. This must have been absolutely mind-bending when it came out in the day, because it is still scary fast, and it, like you say, it still looks like a spaceship. But back in the 90s, geez Louise, people must have absolutely lost their brains.
Well, it was a big step up from the Countach.
Yeah.
You know, in every way, shape and form.
Yeah.
You know, the engine obviously wasn't a great deal bigger because they had the V12s in the Countach.
Yeah.
They had the 5 litre, didn't they? I think that was the last one.
That was the last one, yeah. Yeah, was it the QV?
Yeah, QV, yeah.
So the Murcielago was the replacement for this, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
But then that's when Audi had taken over the group, so
Yes.
they then, you know, started putting money into them and making the cars more reliable and
A bit less hand-built, a bit more...
yes.
Yeah.
Not so agricultural.
Yeah. I think, like you say, not going to put a lot of miles on it seems to be a bit of a catch is the wrong word, but some of the other people we've spoken to have got nice collections of cars because they've got choice of things to drive.
Yeah.
And they tend to be people who are busy anyway and have got stuff going on.
Yeah.
That thing of not being able to go out and use your cars maybe as much as you'd like, or it's just physically impossible because they all need exercising.
And with this, you know, that's why I was like saying it's down to the weather.
Yes, totally.
It's pointless taking it out, you know, if it's raining.
Yeah.
Even in just morning damp conditions, I've felt the back end come out.
Right.
You know, not even trying, just going up my road.
So of your cars, where does this sit in terms of favourite? If you're only going to drive one, which one are you going to jump in? Is it up there, or is there stuff that's...
People say you must have a favourite, and I say the favourite's the one I'm driving.
Right.
I wouldn't have bought the cars if I didn't love them.
True.
And that's why generally, you know, I keep my cars a long time.
Yeah.
I've had the M3 Cabriolet from 6 months old.
Right.
You know, and that's a 2004.
Yeah. It's actually the way to buy them, isn't it? To know what you really want, go out and get it, and then why would you sell it? Because it's what you really want.
And that's it. And as I say, with the experience of the 328 GTS.
Yes. Which didn't live up to your... Didn't tick the box, did it?
No, it wasn't what I really want. Beautiful car, and most people would be like, oh my God, you know, what a car to have.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the car that I wanted. There was nothing wrong with that car.
No, I understand.
But it wasn't, and the only reason I ended up with it was money. I didn't want to spend double that amount of money
on this, or on one of these.
To get one of these.
Yeah.
And then I ended up getting this at the right price. It was up for sale at 95 grand.
Right.
So Jason said to me, he said, see how we do over winter. He says, and if we don't sell anything or whatever, give me a ring in February.
Right.
And I might be able to do you a deal on it. So rang him in February. They hadn't sold any cars. He says, look, I'll sell it you at trade.
Nice.
But you then pay for the service, the tyres, the exhaust system, because it's decatted this.
Oh, okay.
So that's what we did.
So I don't want to talk about money because it's vulgar, but what's it worth now?
With this being a low mileage to own a car, it's well up there.
Right.
Around 300-ish.
Right, Sam, what's your first impressions?
Just let me get round my own car. So, a Diablo. Do you know what? It's 10 years since I've driven one of these. And it was a 6 litre. And the main thing I've got to remember is it's a dog leg first gear, unlike the Murcielago. It's a lot more mechanical than a Murcielago.
Isn't it? I was watching when Dean was changing gear, it looked proper. I expected yours to be and wasn't.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to know, probably a lot of viewers will know already, whether these are cables or straight into the box. Mine's straight to the box on the Murcielago. But
it sounds so mechanical. I'm assuming it's straight into the box.
Yeah, it takes a lot more effort to do everything on the Diablo. It feels very, very stable, just like the Mercy.
I was saying to Dean, it feels like it's solid, isn't it?
Yeah.
It feels like it's very hewn from a solid piece of metal. It's not a rattle, not a squeak. Again, I know we've said it before about other cars we've driven. It does not feel its age. I know it hasn't done the miles, but...
No, mine's full of squeaks and rattles and you go...
Well, I never think that about yours, but this is absolutely...
A lot more engine noise, but a completely different engine noise as well.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, I really like it. from
can't
here
not
anyway.
like it, can you?
Well,
Yeah.
no, exactly. It does feel it from the passenger seat. It feels intimidating. I mean,
Yeah.
you're used to driving this kind of gear, but
The driving position is literally almost exactly the same as the Mercy.
Yeah. Okay.
But the seats are firmer. They're definitely narrower as well. You've got a bit more room in the Mercy. But
I feel like we're further apart as well.
Yeah,
This
we
transmission
are.
tunnel's massive.
yeah. What an experience.
Today is a good day, Si.
Yeah, it's a really good day.
Just having a little blast in the sunshine down a beautiful country lane
In Yorkshire.
in Yorkshire in a bloody Lamborghini Diablo. Who'd have thought?
Just so aware this is such an extraordinary amount of money.
Yeah, I know.
It's just,
I know.
you can't help thinking in the back of your mind.
Reminds me of the chap where I used to take the Ferrari, telling me the tale of one of his customers who bought an F40 when no one wanted him.
Yeah.
Didn't pay a lot of money for it, and now it's worth, I don't know what it's worth, in excess of $1 million anyway. And he was saying the poor bloke loves his car, loves to drive it, getting on a bit, and actually daren't take it out now because the value has ruined the ownership
Yeah,
experience
yeah.
for him. Doesn't want to sell it, but doesn't want to drive it either because he's terrified of
Yeah.
coming a cropper. Yeah, a bit further.
The gear change is not actually unlike yours. It's
Oh, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Did you not whack your head on that?
what?
This?
No, I didn't actually. But yeah,
I feel
now
like
you
I've
say
got to
it,
sit
yeah.
like that. Bloody hell, these pedals are mental.
Yeah, and the accelerator is quite well below the brake.
Yeah.
Well, the clutch is quite nice though.
Clutch is very nice. No traffic, that's a boon. Okay, give it some revs, Father. Come on. Okay, yeah, alright. Quite nice, quite friendly, quite hefty, like you say. That's a
It's just
strong spring on the accelerator, isn't it?
Everything's
You've really got to push it
yeah,
hard.
yeah. Everything's big.
Everything's
Yeah.
big, yeah. Everything's clutch is nice. Dean was saying he can't get over how much better the clutch is since he had it replaced. A bit like you said about yours, he hadn't realised how bad it had got over
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
And now they've popped a new one in, and he's like, it's amazing.
Popped a new one in it, probably the cost of about 10 grand.
Yeah. Oh, it's lovely. Yeah, the driving position is definitely a bit compromised, so I'm banging my head on this because it comes in at such an angle.
But it is something you
Get used to.
after a while.
Yeah. Pedals are pretty offset to the left, but I was expecting that. Very forceful shove needed on the accelerator. But it's, God, it just feels tight and smooth and lovely. Okay, I'm relaxing into it now. This is nice. I'll tell you what word comes to mind, and it's the same word that we talked about when I drove your car for the first time. Grunt.
Yeah,
It's got a grunt on it. It's just got
yeah.
oodles of
There's
power.
There's nothing. You can't substitute horsepower, can
No.
you? It's,
yeah, dogleg box is interesting, isn't it? Third
Yeah.
and fourth just are not where you expect them to be.
but very common with the Ferraris from the 80s
Yeah.
and 90s.
It was to do, someone told me once, it was to do with, once you've got first out the way, it's better to have your third and your second and your fourth and your fifth straight, rather than going from second to third, to be able to go just up and down second to third.
Never realised that.
When you're blasting mountain passes or whatever, it's just just a nice, easier change.
I never realised that.
You don't have to go across the gate, you just... Makes a lot of sense when you think of it like that.
Actually, in a way, I prefer the sound inside to the Mercy.
Do you?
Yeah. It's different. There's much more wheels and cogs going than in mine.
Yeah. Thanks, Dean.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Bloody hell.
Incredible. So, thanks for watching another edition of Drivers Keepers. What can I say? A purple Diablo just doesn't get any better. So, if you can remember, please like and subscribe, and also give us some comments. We always love the comments. And if you've got a car yourself that you'd like us to feature, something you may be keeping for a while or putting miles on, please let us know.
And we will see you soon enough for another episode.
Thanks again.
See ya.